Hey, what's up everyone? This is K Collections and I hope you're enjoying the current event so far. If you are, that's great, and if you aren't, that's also great. So, in this video, I'll break down the legendary martial artist Li Shuwen, aka the God Spear Li. Now, I know he's been out for quite some time now, and other FGO YouTubers did spotlights on him already, but it doesn't freaking matter because this is my servant breakdown, so you know it's going to be amazing. Nothing else matters. I'm just kidding. Honestly, if you know what he does or you just don't give a crap, feel free to skip this video, but as always, if you like hearing my voice for some awkward reasons, then I welcome you. Also, if you haven't checked out my Xuanzang video yet, feel free to do so cause I'm desperate for views. Joking aside, let's get started. But no, seriously, you should watch that video. I need those views. Here are his stats. Feel free to pause the video to look at anything specific, his abs included, if you're into that. I mean, hell, I wish I had abs like that. Back on track, he does have the second highest attack among the 4-star Lancers, just under Lancer Alter, but higher than Liz and Douchebag Beyond. Another thing to note is that his NP gain stat is a bit on the lower end. It's not terrible or anything thanks to his decent hit counts and attack cards, but you may want a support to help him in that area. Moving on, he has a double quick and arts type deck with an arts NP, so all those arts fan out there, he'll be great for you. Hit counts are decent, especially if you can Brave Chain with his arts and quick, which amounts to 14 hits total, which is pretty good. For his active skills, first one grants him sure hits, so it's perfect against enemies who dodge a lot, but the main purpose of this skill is to boost in crit damage, so if you're an arts fan who happens to love crit servants, then you'll love Li Shuwen. Just a heads up, clearly this is a situational skill depending on the amount of stars you generate for the turn. But no need to worry about him absorbing the stars thanks to his second skill. Now, it's a bit tricky using his second skill because you'll ultimately sacrifice one ability for the other. Now, if you use this skill for the star absorption, then you're screwed if you need him to evade. And if you want to evade, then you're somewhat screwed for star absorption. But that's why he has friends, right? Last skill ignores invincibility, which is more of a bonus. Use this skill before activating his MP for the arts buff, or you can use this whenever you feel like it. I honestly don't care what you do. He has one passive skill, which is the typical magic resistance. For his MP, it's a single target that deals damage, which ignores defense, decreased defense, and gives you a slight hope of inflicting death. Ideally, you want to arts Brave Chain after using his third skill to buff all his arts, and if he does crit on his last two attacks, you'll gain a good amount of NP back, especially if you overkill. So, should you summon Li Shuwen? Absolutely. He works well as an arts crit servant. All of his skills do rely on timing, but has a lot of synergy and is very effective. Having two skills that can go through enemy evasion skills are always a good thing, even when you don't always encounter it. And yes, by the way, Pierce invincibility will work for evasion skills, but sure hits won't work for invincibility. As mentioned, Li Shuwen has skills for star absorption and crit damage, which are fundamentals for any crit servant. And again, his arts buff in combination with his MP is great. Also, because of his evasion skill, you normally won't have to worry about him dying from an enemy NP attack. Of course, he does have some weaknesses. NP generation stat-wise isn't the highest, but you shouldn't worry about it because in the right situations, he can generate a decent amount, and again, he has friends to help. His skill cooldowns are a bit long. Even when you max them out, it gives you a 6-turn cooldown. The fact that all his skills last 1 turn only can limit his potential when compared to other crit servants who has skills that last for 3 turns. Not a huge issue, but it means your setup has to be on point. Team compositions, as said before, he works well in arts team, but also crit teams. It'll be good to have a star generator like Jack or Hassan. I do recommend Tamamo. She can charge his MP and buff his arts, but most importantly, reduce his skill cooldown. So instead of waiting 6 turns for his skills to recharge, maybe it'll take 5 or 4 turns depending on how often you use Tamamo's NP. I highly recommend Anderson. The guy can buff attack, defense, even crit damage, not to mention he can generate a specific amount of stars to use, and after his MP upgrade, potentially increase star generation, and he's an art servant. Can't forget about that. For CE recommendations, Formal Craft for arts boost, another ending for a combination of arts and crit damage, lastly 2030 for consistent star generation. Now clearly these are 5-star CEs. If you don't have them, then use something similar in effect. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more FGO content. Follow me on Twitter for updates and Instagram if you like collecting figures. But I want to ask, what's your experience with Li Shuwen? Good, bad? Comment below. As always, good luck on the events and have an awesome day. Till next time.